Welcome back, students. This is Professor Castor, again, taking you on another short course that breaks down our large courses into more bite-sized chunks. Also, I apologize for the sound quality of the actual recording itself. The intro and outro to this particular short course was recorded after the course was actually done. So it's a little bit quieter, but I think we will be all right. So let's begin.
Alrighty, looks like we're beginning with Kromac the Ravenous, Circle Thorn Warlock. Barbarian chieftain, war leader of his people, living nightmare, feaster of human flesh, murderer of untold hundreds. All of these describe Kromac the Ravenous. When he walks as a man, silence surrounds him as gathered Tharn await his command for the chance to kill or die as he wills. When Kromac draws upon the worm to transform into a beast, wild things hear the howl and leap to obey. From the deepest hearts of black wilderness, he comes seeking not conquest, but slaughter and destruction. The druids of the Circle Orboros do not count him among their number, and consider him a sword wielded only reluctantly, only not easily sheathed once drawn. Once the Tharn were human, now they enjoy the closer link to the beasts of all shapes than any other mortals who walk cane. Kromac is old enough to have witnessed how close his people came to extinction just a few short decades ago. Morrowinds claim their gods cursed the Tharn with infertility for the depravity of feasting on human flesh. Kromac saw Tharn women unable to bear young, his diminishing people pushed back into the depths of the thornwood by the spread of the soft, feeble human woodsmen and militia whose only advantage was their numbers. It enraged him to see his proud tribe ousted from their homes, forced to hide amid the trees and shadows, and to evade both humans and trollkins who thrived and multiplied while his own race dwindled. This experience from his earliest days, this loathing felt even before he could elucidate his reasons, lies at the root of Kromac's hatred for humans and trollkins. As a youth, he witnessed his eldest sister, a fierce blood tracker boasting many kills, gunned down by a rabble of rifle-wielding soldiers on the Brambleret. He mourned her passing by letting it fill him with all-consuming rage. Kromac fell upon the soldiers with an axe in each hand and slaughtered them to a man. Though he ate the flesh of their bodies, he did not feast on their hearts, for he thought to do so would give them too much honor. Even today, he will only consume the hearts of those he considers worthy foes, disdaining lesser men as meat unworthy of offering to the devourer. Kromac descended into the long hours of darkness on villages and towns within the Thornwood to slaughter all he could find. Before he reached the fullness of manhood, Kromac had accumulated an impressive collection of trophies. Something set Kromac apart from other Tharn. Something more than just his birthright as eldest-born son of the chief of the Bloodsmead Poth. The wind whispered words only he could hear, and the howls of wolves resonated in his heart even when he walked as a man. He took the path of a shaman and learned the blood rites of sacrifice. But somehow he knew there was more to learn. Kromac had, in fact, been born with the wilding, the ability to view natural world with the eyes of blackclads and harness the worm's power in a way unheard of among the Tharn. The connection to the worm, that is, the blood right of all Tharn, grants them the power of transformation. This connection to the druidic wellspring of power, combined with the Tharn gifts to bring forth the wild savagery and strength beyond any other among his people. Yet this came at the price, invoking form of wild madness that unlocks the most primal essence of the predatory spirit. Kromac entered the beast mind when he transformed and became the Walking Death, an avatar of slaughter with axes in his hands. When Kromac takes the beast form, it seems as though the worm looks through him, and he knows only hunger and the need to kill. Kruger the Stormlord, once called Stormfather by Tharn, came to Kromac and instructed him to use this power. Kromac never formally entered the Circle Orboros as a druid. His status remains that of something other, yet he knows the ways and commands a power similar to theirs. When, in his untransformed state, he is recognized as Tharn King with great wisdom and cunning, as well as a ruthless courage. He marshals forces other Tharn can't comprehend, able to reach into the minds of man or beast to unleash the resilience and rage of the predator within. Gifted enemies beset by his power lose all reason, their magic forgotten amid the clash of primal impulses. At his command, the earth opens with hot exhalation of breath and chilling howl, groaning with the hunger to consume flesh. Sharp, jagged stones becoming like teeth. He understands lunar feast rites as deeply as any Tharn shaman, yet His exposure to the mysteries of Orboros enhances his insight. The lore he has brought from the Druids has aimed his people and led to great victories. Though Kromac did not remain under Kruger's instructions for long, he remains one of the few humans Kromac truly respects. The Stormlord returned to his people, though oaths and promises were made that would not fade with time. Kromac's unique power soon drew the attention of another great druid who would first earn and eventually betray his loyalty. Knowing the key role she played in breaking the curse of the 10 ills that afflicted his people, Kromac viewed Morvana the Autumn Blade with a mixture of awe, lust, and a deeper longing that unsettled him. He saw her as the salvation of his race and an immortal vision of female perfection. For years he served Morvana as bodyguard and enforcer and watched his people return to strength. Eventually her darker side revealed itself, as her manipulation and disregard for Tharn lives disillusioned Kromac and let him see her with fresh eyes. Kromac turned his back on Morvana and returned to the service of his old mentor, who welcomed him as a vital asset. Regardless of which black lad he serves, Kromac knows he was born to embody destruction and slaughter, and he has much work to do in the days ahead. Lucky enough, I've never had to face this particular monster in battle, although from the stories I've heard, when they say transformation, they're not talking him just, mentally switching out. He literally turns into what some people describe as a war beast himself. Destruction incarnate, his double axes cutting through warjacks and war beasts alike. When he switches over to beast mode, though, the only thing that you don't have to worry about is spells, because by the time he gets to that, he ain't going to be using them. Although he definitely does embody the Tharn's man-eating flesh and rage and destruction that they're so well known for in these woods. I pray that none of you ever have to run into him and fight him one-on-one, if you can avoid it.
Alrighty, students. Well, that does it for this short course. And as always, thank you, Privateer Press, for letting us read your fantastic lore. And as always, your homework is going to be, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know how I'm doing, and share it with your friends and fellow gamers alike so we can increase the class size. And as always, class dismissed.